This is Brandon Cruz, referee from the Big 12. You're listening to the Unofficial Lounge.
Hey man, appreciate everybody listening. This is Tutai. I'm a referee in the Big 12 Conference. You are listening to the Unofficial Lounge.
The Unofficial Lounge with Ashante, Craybon, and Monty. We're here to give you the insight into some of the biggest plays you remember, involving the people wearing the stripes. We look at the grit it takes to become an official, while exploring the history of officiating with the people who made it. It's more than black and white.
Got it. All right, you got it.
Got it.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Unofficial Lounge. Hey, this podcast is booming, everybody, and the only reason this podcast has gotten off to what it has become is because the gentleman that we have with us today, that once again is stepping in for us in the cases of emergency, but you know, all case failed, break glass, and guess what? We call a friend of the show, Mr. Chuck Stewart. Welcome to Godfather back to the show.
He's speechless.
Right, that's the first.
Wait,
That's the first.
I thought it was going to be a couple of
what I should say. I was shocked by that introduction. I didn't know what to say. Hey, I'm glad to be back on here, man. Anything I can ever do to help any of you guys, any other official, I'm glad to do it.
You know, Chuck. This is season 4 for us, and you really opened the door for us to get into some people the first season, the first 2 seasons, and continue on. But really, that first 2 seasons is getting us indoors of people that allowed them to come on and be comfortable with us, that the 3 of us really didn't know, but they knew you, and really launched us to where we are, and we really appreciate that. But every single day, what people don't realize, there's a lot of listeners that listen to the show that have interacted with you at camps and clinics and different things, and you are one of, if not the most helpful person that, honestly, when you give out your information and you tell somebody, hey, keep in touch with me, you really honestly mean it. If they make that effort to do it, it's nothing that you wouldn't do for anybody that you have said, hey, keep in touch. And we really appreciate that, because we know that word that comes from you is truly golden.
Well, see, everyone, I don't care who you are, needs somebody to assist you somewhere along the way. I've had someone, I had a mentor in Red Cashin, whom I think was the greatest person that ever lived, that helped me do everything I've ever been able to accomplish in football. I just want to be able to assist some of the other people that's coming along and give them a hand and help them fight through all the scars. It is hell to get to Division I. And then it's just as hard to stay there. So, I just try to provide those avenues and help the person when they get there.
And that's one of the, I had many golden opportunities of you telling me about different things, but that is the best one you ever told me. Was it's not about getting to Division I, it's about staying. People be worrying about bowl games and everything and all that other stuff. Is this, did they call you to come back next season?
Yeah, that invite back. that means a lot.
Send that contract, please.
See, most people get hung up on getting bowl assignments. That's not the most important thing for the future. The most important thing is to get a contract for the next year. You can get a bowl assignment and don't come back. I've seen that happen to people in the NFL.
Right. We've seen that this offseason. We're not going to put no names out there, but we've seen that this offseason. A person, we got a playoff on-field assignment in the NFL and did not get a renewed contract. So it's about getting that renewed contract at all levels.
That's cold.
People. Yes.
Precisely.
Yes.
So
So,
All right, let's bring the beat up in this room a little bit.
Oh no, man. We got
we gonna bring the beat up. But no, Chuck, I we talked about a little off, how was your off season? Because you go to 5-6 camps in the off season, giving scholarships to multiple different camps and everything else. How was your off season this year, just going to different camps?
Somewhat hectic. As you know, travel now is difficult, especially going to the East Coast and stuff. But I was able to do that. But it's very difficult. And then when you get to the camps, you have so many campers, probably 100 campers at every camp you go to at least. And of those 100, there are some that you saw previous time that you go and you address. And then there's others that you try to make yourself available to give them a hand as well. When I look at people on the field, I try to get them some pointers and things of that nature. And then, I open myself up to them to call or come by and whatever they want to do and discuss some of their plays and things. I mean, I probably looked at 50 officials' plays this offseason and trying to give them a helping hand.
And when you say 50, that's 50 individual people. We ain't talking about 50 plays, people. We're talking about 50 individual officials that have listened to you and say, hey, follow up with me, that you are breaking down film with them.
Well, my Thursdays are the most hectic. And the reason I say that is I look at people filmed, about 4 people, their games. And I look at whatever half they select. And we look at that half every play. I did that with some of the people in XXL and USFL. I do that during the season with people. And, I try to mentor some of them, especially a few of the females I'm working with. But
oh no, Chuck.
That's just part of what I do. I don't know. That's in my DNA, I guess.
Right. And Chuck, I mean, we are talking about let's remind the people that maybe this is their first episode that they're going to listen to. What year did you start officiating?
High school? Hell, I can't even remember.
Man, the world was still black and white.
Exactly.
Well, they probably didn't have no remote controls then either. Definitely didn't have, they had very few computers. I think I started high school in 72. I went to college in 82. My friend, Division
I wasn't even born till 75.
Hey, I got a little head start on you then.
But the stuff we can really recount, we gon' not only your years, the past 9 years of being a supervisor of the line of scrimmage in the Pac-12, but some of that time was also shared with 10 years in the replay booth in the NFL, or was it more?
I was in the replay booth for 9 years. I came off the field in 2010, my last game.
Okay.
And then I was in the replay booth, and when COVID hit, and I had a little health issue, I didn't wish to travel, so I retired at that point in time and just stuck with the college, trying to help out the college people.
And then on the field in the NFL, because not everybody listened to every episode. On the field in the NFL, was it 18 or 19 years on the field in the NFL?
Hey man, that's episode 1, man. They want to go back.
They can go back.
They can go back to episode 1, man. We ain't got to.
But no. But I'm just saying.
You got to remind them.
Yeah.
Go listen to episode 1.
Correct.
Hey,
but
man.
it's
leave
exactly.
Him be.
Exactly. But I mean, we just talk about, we have a gentleman that has, and we not even talk about the college and high school and all the other experience of that. 29 years of NFL experience that still gives back on a weekly basis, not just to Power 5 officials and everybody. We're talking about high school guys, because he's a part of the academy. This is a local Southern California high school group that he's a part of every single week. All of the community college officials that reach out to him. It's not just the big time officials that have access to the great Chuck Stewart. For those that take advantage, has really, I mean, Chuck don't get the flowers he deserves like a lot of other people. But if we sit back and show Chuck's tree, you know, we talk about coaches' trees in the NFL and all these other people. He don't have a Bill Belichick tree that people don't last. He is like the Sean McVay before it was Sean McVay, to where all of a sudden everybody wanted to just get a person that was connected to Chuck Stewart just because they had lunch with Chuck Stewart. They a good official. That is the credibility that this gentleman brings to what this is, because he's honest with everybody. So Ashanti, I know it's in episode 1, but I'm gonna give it to him again, that what Chuck does for this avocation is what you say, Monty?
That's what they call it. That's
what they call it.
Somewhat of a hobby, somewhat of a job.
It ain't a hobby.
Right.
It's
a
when we
business
start.
expense. It's a business
It ain't a hobby if they paying.
Right. But it's not many people that go to the level of giving back that the Godfather Chuck Stewart do.
Let me address something that Ashanti just said, and you're going to hear a lot of people tell this lie that, hey, I'll do it again. You don't have to pay me. That's a damn lie.
Thank you.
If you don't pay me, I'm gonna sit there and wait till I get my check. You'll give me something. Actually, not go out there to work. I mean, hey, it's a job. Let's be honest. It is a job. You can't. It's probably more on this officiating job than it is on your regular 8 to 10, an 8-hour day and a day job, because you got to study, look at film. You got to go to meetings, and you have to have meetings before the game, after the game. I mean, it is a job. And those who don't put the time in are the ones that don't make it.
Right. And your regular job, you may have a union, you may have some state laws, some federal laws that protect you from being fired that we do not have at all levels of college football officiating. So,
well, you don't really have it at any level, honestly.
Exactly. Now, Chuck,
so the NFL, you do have a union,
right?
But nowhere else do you have it. Even high school on up, you don't have a union.
Exactly.
You're quote unquote independent contractor, so you can't sue them.
Correct. But you got to make weight and you got to take tests and all this other stuff. But anyway, Chuck, what are you looking forward to in this 2023 season?
I'm looking forward to, and not because I'm on this podcast, I say this, but to see what you three do, honestly. You're at a new position. You're the leader of a crew. You've never done this before. Monte, he's in a new position. He's going into the booth. Hey, a lot of people, last night when I was at the game and Monte was in the booth, I was texting Monte and asking him questions. That takes me 3 or 4 times during the game. And, when he had a break, he would text me back. Ashanti, it's his first year. Yeah, he had a swag, but it's a little bit different than a swag.
A little bit different, buddy.
Yeah. And just to make sure that you and several other people are successful, we hired 6 new people in the pack on the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be a challenge. This is something that they haven't done this before. And I don't know what Ashanti would say if he may be modest and not say too much, but there's a major difference from what he's used to doing and what he's going to be doing.
Yes.
And I tried to convince him of that while he's working his scrimmages. And tell him what side to do things. Monte's got a golden opportunity where he is.
Thank you.
But people like you guys, you talk about what I give, you giving back as well. But for the upcoming season, I want to try to make everybody that I'm associated with that has talked to me successful in what they do. It doesn't take for me to take. And quite frankly, I'll take, I just said Thursday, but I got all Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday with the pack, and I'm in front of that damn computer all the time. But quite frankly,
even when your beautiful wife move you out of your room because she got to paint the room.
Yeah, that's why we doing this cast tonight on radio. I got only have room. I have to go through the jigsaw to go to the restroom.
You still in your office redesign?
Okay, we repainted the office, but now she's painting all the other rooms and all that furniture is in the office.
Okay.
You
Now,
know,
now you're gonna scuff up the office, moving the furniture in and out.
hey, you joking, but yeah. And then the what's going to be worse is the steps are going to be repainted. And for a couple of days, I ain't gonna be able to come up and down the steps.
Oh,
You know, so I've taken all my medicine and all my other stuff, from underwear and a few shorts downstairs. You know, but it, hey, for her putting up with me and giving me the ability to go out and do everything I do in the officiating world, you know, this is a small chore to give up. But it is an inconvenience.
There you go. There you go.
You know,
There you go.
it's okay.
You're right. Right.
I think, Chuck, talking about it, you said for anybody moving up to this level, it's definitely going to be a change as far as, like you said, administrative, just the business aspect of it. And that's something I experienced, even just talking to the coaches this spring, or even, you know what I'm saying, before I was hired. It's just now talking to them now, I'm realizing, oh, they actually paying attention to what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know what I'm saying, the words that you say or don't say has a, you know what I'm saying,
anything
they walk
you
away.
Do can and will be used
held
against
against
you.
You know, right? So it's like, hey, you got to be careful. So, and
This ain't no game. That's one thing.
I was told that when you talk to a coach, try to have somebody else around you, because what you take to them is going to be changed when they get ready if they don't like it, and
Yeah.
they tell somebody else that it's not going to be the exact same as came out your mouth.
Yes.
You know, that's why particularly when you have the referee coach talk to the coach, there's got to be somebody else there with them.
Yes. So,
You know,
yeah.
but you know,
Now,
coach,
now
I hear you. Let's go head on.
Now I will say, people, I will also say this. I have the luxury of already knowing, you know, because we talked about this, you know, this is our first season that we really are going to be recording these shows through the season, right, which is going to be interesting. If y'all can only hear what we talk about off air, sorry, one day.
No.
That would be we'll get us a Netflix Untold 30 years from now.
We might have to put that on Patreon. They might have to pay to subscribe for that part.
Right. But I say that with, I already know, you know, the Godfather Chuck is actually going to be with me in my first week, you know, moving into this referee position, and I'm looking forward to it, because I know one of the main reasons, if not the only reason, I'm standing out there with that white hat on and somebody putting a microphone to me outside of us creating our own podcast is because of Chuck. And it brings me great joy and celebration and respect to know that first, you know, opportunity he has, he's gonna be standing right there with me to cuss me out after it's all said and done. Because
He ain't gonna
let
be
me tell y'all, right?
He gonna be in a booth on with that AC on.
Right, with the AC on, but guess what? I'm probably gonna have some halftime text messages. I'm definitely gonna have some post game. What the?
Yeah, at 10:46, Craven.
So you know, it's
that's very true. But I made it a point to be at the first, you know, get myself assigned to the game that you were going to have for the first week, so I could get there. And for a couple of things. First off, you're going to be nervous. You can say whatever you want. You're going to be nervous. Something you've never done before. You've never got on the microphone and talked to a crowd on television. You've never done those things before. But, you know, just to try to pat you on the back and make you comfortable, and kick you in the ass when we get through, and so you'll do better on the next week. But I have no doubt that you're going to be very successful in that area. You're going to do fine.
Now we can't say the same thing about Ashante though.
I'm gonna be fine. I ain't got no choice.
We all crossing our fingers and just
I ain't got no choice.
Chuck, just
I don't want that. I don't like them conversations.
Oh, you gonna have them. There's no doubt about that.
Like I said, I don't like them conversations. They don't end well. they don't start well.
With scrimmages.
Yeah.
You have with a scrimmage, so you know what you're gonna do with a game.
Yeah, I got.
But a lot of people don't recognize it though, Chuck. But me being in the Pac-12, the same time that you have been there as a supervisor, on the line of scrimmage has been the most change. Outside of this year, referee, it was a lot of changeover. But previously, all the moves have come on the line of scrimmage. I think every single year was always 1, 2. One year we had 4. This year now you have 6. So you have a lot of transition going on the line of scrimmage throughout your whole time here as a Pac-12 supervisor. And just to see that how you have been able to, keep guys going and getting the young blood in there to where they continue to progress forward is all the credit to you. And, the amount of time and skill that you put into this. So, kudos to you, because I think we've probably had, since I've been around in the Pac, we've probably had almost 20 different changeovers on the line of scrimmage. I mean, because it's just been 1, 2, it's been 9 years for me. So it's been more than 1 or 2 changes. It seemed like every single year on the line.
It has been. We've had, quite a few changes, but to what you're saying, I find it's a little challenging, but more rewarding working with first, second, third year officials. And you get the people that's been there for 15, 20 years that you can't tell a damn thing till they know everything. The younger people that's trying to improve and do better, those are people that you can work with. Now, I'm not saying that everybody's got 15 years in it, they don't listen, but they've been there long enough to have their own mindset and they know what worked for them 10 years ago. Well, 10 years ago, the ball has changed a lot different than it was 10 years ago. The game has changed totally since I was on the field. So you have to be able to make the change with the teams of the change. I mean, when I got in and started out officiating, and all the way through my career, actually, we were told to take a look at the tackle, and he would tell you what the play is. If you go in the backfield, it's a pass. And the only time you get fooled is if it's a screen or a draw. And those didn't matter. Well, now you can't do that. You got the RPO. You cannot do that at all anymore. So you have to change the whole way of officiating, and you can't do it. If you were doing it for years and just watching the tackle and letting you know what to do, you're gonna be lost.
Yeah.
You have to change and go along and find the other areas and ways. And each team has its own way of doing it.
Right.
But if you study and look at the team that you're going to have this coming week, you will see their tendencies. All of them have tendencies, and you will see what they are. You may not pick them all up, but they are there.
Now, right. Chuck, I don't like throwing you for many curveballs, and I don't think this is going to be one. But the question came to me when you said that, dealing with the, 1st to 3 year officials and then the veteran officials. How encouraging is it to you as being a supervisor and a person that's really wanting to help out to have a friend of the show as well, a part of your staff, Daryl Johnson, that is so accepting, even though he had been in many of years before you became the supervisor, but to have a person like that is so accepting of your knowledge and your toolage to really buys into what you are trying to get everybody to do.
No, he buys in because he keeps getting them
but
bold,
no,
playoffs.
No. That's not what it is.
Because he deserves them.
Exactly.
Right.
He get that because it deserves it. But Monty, you not on the calls that I'm on the line of scrimmage with Daryl, and how much he really understands and buys into what the toolage that Chuck is getting. But how does the type of person like that makes it easier for you in your position, Chuck?
Well, what it actually does is, I'm sure that there's several officials, well, I know they called Daryl up to get his opinion on how to do certain things. And if he's bought into what I'm doing, then he's going to tell them how to do it. As opposed, I'm not going to use it in names, but if you'd call someone else, they would tell you how they were doing it and say, the hell with what Chuck's talking about. Just like last night, I had to remind them, I reminded early in the ball game, I told them at halftime, they're giving the iron cross when a substitute comes in, and they were holding it up even after the referee gave the signal. And DJ understood that. He said, you know, it did. You just all you do is drop your hands when the referee does it. They don't need to do it any longer.
Yeah.
You know, there's several things that I run things by DJ sometimes before I put them into action. I say, man, what do you think of this? You know, I tell him sometimes what I'd like to have him do, and he does it. I don't have to. Most people, I get there, what they're going to do with their plays and how they're going to do it. I don't have to do that with DJ. He and I are very similar in what we're looking for and how we do things, and he's understanding. And he wants to help younger people as well. He helps a lot of younger people, especially in the Vegas area. But he helps a lot of them. The younger line of scrimmage officials that don't feel comfortable coming to me with something that happened on their game, they'll call him up. You know, I'm bad with that. You know, I'm very good with that. But I'm fortunate that he sees the same thing that I'm seeing. You know, and he's willing to try.
And it go back. I want to say this too, Chuck. But it go back to Craven prior to you would put on that evil hat. You were the same way. It's like, hey, this is what Chuck is teaching, right? You know what I'm saying? You gave that way of, hey, this. I know how you want the guys to work in it wherever you come, but this is how we. You know, if you come into a Pac-12 scrimmage to work, hey, this how we doing it here, and you know, and you would convey that. It's almost like you said, like Chuck said, people are afraid to talk to Chuck. They try to find a in between. You guys are less, are nicer in your words. You and DJ are not as with me.
Man, you got the soft Chuck. Don't
even. But
with
the way you and DJ communicate, it's like, come on, give me something.
You know, I tell people with working with many different supervisors and different capacities and so on, it's hard for a lot of people to explain to you the technical side and then the real live.
Yeah. When the bullets start flying.
When the bullets start flying in front of you, like, hey, this is why I'm telling you to do this, because this situation. All right, and then being honest with you when you screw something up, like, I know what you was looking at, but guess what? As Chuck always say, sometimes the what?
Bear gets you.
Bear gets you.
sometimes the bear gets you, and sometimes you get the bear. And that's just the nature of the beast that we in. But if you put yourself in the right position and you understand why you're there, you avoid the train wrecks. I know sometimes the bear is gonna claw me. Right? I know sometimes it's going to get me, but if you listen to a person that's been involved in and telling you honestly, you avoid the train wrecks. And when I say train wrecks, is you avoid the Sports Center, right? Of what were they thinking, right? We all heard that, you know, blip on ESPN, or, you know, you're in the, you know, the not top 10. That's what you try to avoid here, that Chuck has been able to give people that really sit back and listen to what he's trying to tell you to do. And that's what we're not trying to make a highlight film. Officials shouldn't be on a highlight film. You should go unnoticed. Nobody should notice an official but other officials, right? That's it.
I'm very fortunate that when I was on the field, they didn't have a top 10 or not top 10. I made the highlights on ESPN, and I didn't even know it. And when I landed, you know, hey, I was told all about it. But, you know, what most people do, and this is in our profession, is quite prevalent. What people do is this: when there's a mistake made, there's a tendency to talk and laugh about that mistake being made. What I tried to do is, when I saw a mistake being made, I looked at it and put myself in that position. How would I have reacted so I wouldn't have been made the same mistake that was made here? You know, I'm telling you, before you get off the plane, if you made a mistake, the whole world, half the country knows about it.
Oh yeah,
but it's not in a positive way.
Right.
Yeah. Right. With television pays the money, but it also exposes you.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and replay now really get, replay is at a help. But hey, replay shows brings out some of the points that you missed also. So, I mean, but don't be afraid to make a mistake. Just don't make the same mistake twice. Because there's enough to go around the first time. Learn from that mistake and don't make it again. Teach somebody else how you learned on that mistake. All of us have to bring somebody else. Somebody has brought everybody along. Everybody that's been successful had a mentor somewhere along the line.
That's right.
Mentor someone else and bring them to the same area where you are. That's what we need to do more of.
And I have had many of quotable moments that I've had in private with Chuck, but I know one thing that I live by each and every time I step onto the field. Chuck told me, if you got the assignment, you deserve the assignment, and walk out there knowing it's your assignment and go work it. Don't be surprised about it. Don't be like, oh, I can't believe I'm here. You could take a moment in time and, look around and be like, wow, this is cool. But they gave me or you that assignment for a reason. Go out there and be confident in it and appreciate it. And as you said, you can make a mistake, but don't make the same mistake. But don't go out there guessing because you just happy to be there.
You hear what Shante?
Hold up. Yes, I heard the same.
Okay.
So Chuck,
all right.
Off officiating a little bit. When's the next time you're gonna come back and hang out with me?
Oh Lord.
Oh yeah.
Wait. Chuck, we not gonna allow you to take the train all the way to no man's land.
Why not?
We gonna pick you up in Santa Barbara and take you the rest of the way.
I didn't mind that train ride, to tell you the truth. I enjoyed it. I really wasn't aware, maybe shouldn't be saying this on the podcast, but I wasn't aware that you can't bring liquor on the plane on there. And I had my little red cup. Yeah, on the train. I had my little red cup. So what I did was I went and bought a big bottle of Coke and poured the rum in that Coke. And that made the trip. That trip was fine, man. I sat back and played the game, looked at the water.
But how did you feel when you got off the train and you felt like you was in the middle of nowhere?
I'm gonna tell you, I have never been so glad to see Monty in my life. The conductor asked me, and I didn't know what he was talking about. He said, "Where are you getting off?" I told him. He said, "You have a ride?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, I tell everybody that because this is the middle of nowhere." And I didn't know what he was talking about until I saw it.
Well, so the problem is it's on the Air Force base, so they can't have stuff built up out there because you got rockets getting shot off.
Monty, don't try to make it to seem like it was like this sophisticated thing. Like, oh my goodness, it was this great thing. Let me tell you,
it's not that bad. I enjoyed the ride and I had a blast while I was up there with Monty. And next time you invite us, I'm up there, man. I'm all in.
But no, Chuck, we got to give Monty a hard time because guess what? We had to drop you off at the train station. 3 days later,
all day long.
Right.
Monty he worked.
He worked. He worked. It's fine. And we showed up the train on time early. Shante, we was good 45 minutes.
45 minutes.
Right. And Chuck,
you better be.
And Chuck went to go get out the car and grab his bag.
It was 2 cars.
We was all like, "Where you going?" He was like, "Well, y'all drop me." Like, nah, we gonna wait. We gonna wait because it was nobody else out there.
Yeah.
Nobody. It was no cell phone signal. It still had a pay phone that worked.
It sure did. I was ready to get out in the window of the train. I actually was. But I was so happy when you told me to keep my ass in that car. You just don't know.
I do have to say, I do appreciate y'all coming out. It was Juneteenth. Had the whole festival. Yeah. The street was shut down. Had a couple bands out there. People doing talks. For our little community, it's just good to have people be able to see it and actually see that I don't just be talking BS. Like, there's a couple black people out here.
But
a couple.
But a couple. But everybody knew Monty.
Oh yeah. But hey, Monty, Juneteenth again next year. Whenever you decide to invite us, I'm back there again. You got it.
No, we gonna do it.
Like
You got that.
Right.
Yeah.
I will be up there as long as it's warm.
I can't promise that.
Right.
Yeah,
Hey.
that's what June. It ain't cold in June.
No, it ain't cold in June. It ain't cold in June. But everybody, you know, Chuck, Mr. Stewart, the Godfather, Onk, everybody has something that we call you. We really appreciate you. As always, we look forward to and people, let me tell you, we had the 2nd annual Chuck Stewart retreat in
Barbecue.
Southern California barbecue. And
Man,
year 1 was one thing. Year 2 was something else. Year 3,
man,
boy, oh boy. We may have to go over to the racetrack to fit everybody in the building.
I'm getting a hotel room. I can't.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I ain't
kinda
driving back
done
home.
driving back and forth.
Right.
I don't think I can
I'm
do
in
that
a room.
anymore.
Right.
Cause
Yeah, but we had such a good time. And Chuck, I mean, I hope there is more people out there than us that I know telling you all of what you've done, just not for us individually, but for officiating as a whole. We really appreciate you. Look forward to the many, many years to come moving forward with you. And I can't wait to see you week 1 at my Pat the Mic 15 times event.
you got he's gonna be at for the 2nd game, right?
Well, you kind of just put it on blast, Ashante. I was just, put it out there.
He'll be there. He has a Thursday night.
But you want to let people know you got 2?
I not like you. I was just putting out there that I'm looking forward to it. Is that, guess what? And I'm gonna put it even more on blast. You know why I'm super excited? I'm having the people that had everything to do with my career on this first weekend with me. I got my wife, my daughter, my mom and dad, and Chuck Stewart all going out with me my first week making this transition. So I am
tell PT what channel is on.
What PT got to go steal some money from somewhere else. We ain't gonna say where, right?
Actually, I'll be there too, sir.
Yeah, you'll be there remotely. And Ashante gonna be there angrily.
I'm watching both games. Hey, I know you got your watch on, so I know you're gonna be seeing it live.
I put it on do not disturb when I'm on the field.
Hey, I would just let you know, as soon as you turn it on, you're gonna see a whole bunch of messages from me.
Yeah, buddy. But I'm looking forward to it.
Are you gonna be working that same Saturday, Ashante?
We talking about Thursday night, Chuck.
Let me tell you something. You talk about it doing a lot of meditation. You better get your butt ready.
I know.
So you okay? Because you're not going to FMU and all that.
I ain't going to Alabama State no more. I'm going to
where's your game?
I'm going to Oregon.
I think you've been up there before, haven't you?
No, I haven't been.
Okay. Oregon is a nice atmosphere to work in.
Yes.
It really is. But, again, you're going to have what they got, 35,000 people there?
Yeah.
They're very vociferous.
Yeah. And it's going to be about 60,000 in the parking lot.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you go ahead. Hey, I'm not trying to get you fearful, anything like that, but I'm really glad that they have black pants on now. They don't wear those white knickers any longer.
Okay. Me and Anthony Britt was talking about it, Chuck. It's this week is, and even Dion told me, like, hey, things gonna be a little bit different. So
well, Dion he faced it.
Yeah.
See, Dion, he is a year afraid of what you are going through right now. There's a tremendous difference in speed, the caliber ball, and even in the officiating and the coaching aspect of it. So everything is a lot different. But, you worked hard. You deserve the opportunity you have. And I'm sure you'll be fine with it. And I guarantee you, I'm going to be in your ass.
I know you will. First call.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You talk about how many messages he gonna have. See your phone.
It's about Craven. What about me?
Well, everybody, welcome back to season 4. We really appreciate y'all. Like and subscribe. Tell a friend. And for those of y'all out there, email us. Give us an email, Monty, where they can email us.
Shoot, man, you always put me on the spot.
It's unofficial.lounge@gmail.com.
All right. Appreciate it. But hey, we're trying to expand this out. Hey, if you guys got some good ideas for a show, a topic, or a guest, please shoot us an email. We really appreciate it. We appreciate all the support, and that really got kicked off from having Chuck Stewart on the line with us for the very first show. And thank you, Chuck. We appreciate you, and looking forward to many more Unofficial Lounge podcasts.
Thank you, Chuck.
Thanks, Chuck.
You're quite welcome, and I am very proud of what you gentlemen are doing. Not many of us do things like this, and I'm very happy that you're doing it, and pleased how you're doing with it. So keep it going.
Chuck Stewart, y'all.
Talk to you later.
All right, Chuck. Appreciate you.
The next time you're traveling up the picturesque Pacific Coast Highway, join us for happy hour at PCH Street Salon and Wine Lounge. The heart of the Pacific Coast Highway is in Lompoc, California.
Thank you for listening to this episode. Remember to please like and subscribe, as the Unofficial Lounge is available on all your podcast streaming outlets, including Apple, Google, Spotify, and Anchor. We look forward to you joining us next time in the Unofficial Lounge.